Catherine Rappel, I want to start with you. According to the White House press secretary, quote, Canada is bending the knee just like Mexico. Is that what's happening here?
This is hilarious to me because Trump got rolled by both of these countries, and no one, least of all Trump, seems to have realized it. Both the leaders of Mexico and Canada have agreed to do what they have already been doing. It's just that Trump didn't seem to know about it. Like, for example, the president of Mexico said that she would commit to having 10,000 troops at the US-Mexico border. Guess what? There are already 15,000 people there, troops, military troops from Mexico there, and have been there for years. Trump didn't seem to notice this. Same deal with Canada. Prime Minister Trudeau.
Boy, these people are so delusional, man. The whole point is that they weren't doing what they needed to do. It doesn't matter what they were doing. It's the fact that they're upping what they need to do. Like, come on, man. This stuff is not rocket science. You're so smug and delusional.
Joe said, aha, we're going to spend $1.3 billion on investing in border security. Guess what? They announced that $1.3 billion last year. Oh, but they're also going to have a fentanyl czar, and they're going to have 24/7 eyes on the border. You know, this is about saving face, I guess. I don't know if nobody informed Trump that there are no actual concessions here, but that will, of course, not stop him from claiming victory.
We have certainly seen the claim of victory. Scott Jennings, I'm not going to act like Republicans are still a party of free trade that they had been in kind of iterations past. There's obviously been a transformation and a willingness to at least somewhat embrace what President Trump has made so clear as a focal point of his really entire agenda. But there are some Republicans that have.
They are so biased. This is so biased. They are so angry. I don't understand why they're so biased. Well, never mind. It's CNN, mainstream media. But the point is, they refuse to give Donald Trump any credit for what he's doing. The point is, during the Biden administration, the border was allowed to get out of control. The border is now under control. Illegal immigrants. And look, as much as people can get offended or feel bad, and I have empathy for people that are being separated from their families, but I stand by what I said before, and that is I am pro-migration. I'm pro-migration, legally going through the system and becoming a citizen. That's just what it is. So when you look at everything that's been going on in the last few weeks, even with the hostages in Israel or over there in Hamas, all these different things, and they'll never give them credit for it. And look at her now; she sits there with her smug little smile on. Oh, they're just doing what they said they were gonna do anyway. It don't matter if it gets them. What about the results?
Have raised some concerns about it, including this one. Take a listen.
What about tariffs against our allies?
It will drive the cost of everything up. In other words, it'll be paid for by American consumers. I mean, why would you want to get in a fight with your allies over this?
You know that guy somewhat well, Scott. Former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, your former boss as well. Is he wrong here?
Well, I think that question was posed on 60 Minutes last night. Let's fast forward to what's happening right now. There are no tariffs. There's a pause on this because, as has been reported by CNN and every other news outlet, both Mexico and Canada have reached agreements today with Donald Trump to do what we want them to do, which is to put people and technology and resources at the border to stop the flow of people and drugs, illegal immigration, stem the tide. That is the whole point of this exercise. And that is apparently...
Doesn't matter if they were talking about doing it a year ago. If they're doing it now, then that's all that matters. That's a win.
What is happening? And yes, there have been some troops there in Mexico. This is an agreement to do permanent deployment. And yes, some of this stuff in Canada was already announced, but now they were dragging their feet. Now their feet are held to the fire. They've got 30 days to really implement, and they can't pussyfoot around anymore. So the point of this exercise today, to me, had less to do with trade and more to do with saying to our neighbors, you need to be better neighbors. We are more important to your economy than you are to ours, so you need to help us with our serious problem, which is illegal immigration and people dying from fentanyl. And they both said yes today, and that is a win for Donald Trump.
You know,
Facts. 100%. He's 100% right. Not gonna agree with this other dude just because he got a peak lapel suit, and y'all know I love peak lapel suits. You ain't never seen me in anything but a peak lapel suit. I'm just saying.
Ashley, to kind of Scott's point, in terms of claiming the victory, making clear publicly across every different platform White House officials have a voice in, and the president himself, it's what we're going to see. We've seen it before. It's a playbook, but it's a playbook that's been effective in terms of how the public receives it. What are Democrats doing in this moment?
Well, I mean, I think I would challenge your point about it being effective. I mean, what we're seeing right now is Donald.
Be impartial. Yeah, I want to like you, guy, because you got on a peak lapel suit. You was talking nonsense at the beginning.
Donald Trump is actually using Americans' pocketbooks as a negotiating weapon in his trade wars, and it's wreaking havoc on the economy as we actually speak. I mean, the markets.
Look, I'm tired of hearing people say this, so I'm just gonna stop and break this down because this needs to be said. Donald Trump is not taking it out on people, on American citizens. It's not him. He's not doing anything to American citizens by imposing tariffs. The result is that the producers will have to pay more money in order to do things either domestically or build the infrastructure to do it domestically. And then what'll happen is they'll be greedy, and then they'll raise the prices. So don't get mad at somebody who's doing something for one reason, and then because other people, the middleman is greedy, now you're mad at the big guy. That doesn't make sense to me. Man, I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. Maybe I'm completely off. Let me know. Maybe I'm completely off.
Fell here and abroad globally. You've had a situation where investors are pulling their stocks from companies that they think are going to be hardest hit by tariffs. You've got U.S. industry base from home builders to manufacturing as well as retailers saying that, the prices are going to spike and the American people are going to pay a price. So this isn't over, and the reality is this is just a betrayal of what Donald Trump promised the American people. And that was that he was going to lower prices on day one. So Trump's trade wars are not over, and they're not, and the effect of them could be felt, and they're going to be felt by the American public in their pocketbooks.
Catherine, to Ashley's point, quantify what the actual impact is here for people saying, look, the market bounced back, no tariffs were put into place, Trump got what he wanted, all's well, we'll do this again in 30 days. Is that kind of the reality from an economic perspective?
I mean, I don't know what Trump wanted in this situation. Again, he didn't actually get anything. But if he...
I gotta say it, man. It's so butthurt and delusional.
were to put these tariffs in place, they would be
Total
very
lie.
painful for American consumers. Okay, Scott. I mean, this is
It's a total lie.
This is public information.
He got what he
go
wanted. He got an agreement from our neighbors to do more on the border. That's what he
to
wanted,
do
and he got it.
exactly what they have
I mean,
already been
I understand
doing.
you're the minister of propaganda tonight, but you don't have to be. You could just say, "Hey, all's well that ends well." Here, come on.
Right.
If you don't know that these countries are committing to do exactly what they have already been doing, either you haven't done your homework or you think the American people are idiots. Because
Ugh, I can't stand people like her. She's so smug and arrogant. Ugh.
again, They're doing
Or option three,
exactly
or
what
option
they were
three, or
already
option
doing.
three. Donald Trump is enforcing what needs to be done at the border, which is more help from our friends. They are our allies and they are important people, but they need to help us, and they've not been helping us, and now they're going to help us even more.
They have been.
But the point is
Dude,
that it's
Yeah,
also
ask every family with a fentanyl death how much they've been helping.
Scott, can I just
Well,
ask
they
you?
have done nothing more.
Scott, can I ask you though?
nothing more.
Like this playbook is like he's got one play on some level. At some point, the market's going to stop taking this serious, I presume. I think part of the freak out this morning was everybody didn't really take it totally seriously, given the scale of things. Is there ever going to come a point where he's going to actually do what he says on tariffs?
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's dependent upon them. I mean, look, the reality is they have to do more, and we are more important to them than they are to us. We are a bigger economy. We are just a bigger player, and we have lots of equities at stake here beyond the economy, beyond trade. We have people all over this country dying, including in my home state of Kentucky, from fentanyl overdoses. It is a scourge. It is a disaster, and it needs to be dealt with. The illegal immigration crisis is what propelled Trump back to the White House in the first place.
Still the funding. Whoa.
Just real quick, Catherine.
If you're suggesting this is about reducing fentanyl deaths, which I agree is 100% a very important, critical national issue, why did Trump kill the funding last year that would have put in place better technology at our border to detect fentanyl?
Donald Trump wasn't the president last year. He's the president now.
We got
a simple answer. Boom. Boom. Mic drop. Mic drop, you smug, pompous woman, you.
All of the Republicans
Look at her.
We got a lot more to get to.
Look,
guys, thank you very much.
Realize
Dems are upset.
Scott,
Dems are upset.
We're coming back. Relax.
All right.
Just because you're a hack.
We'll be back in a minute. Catherine Rappel.
Boy, like I said, these people are delusional. That's the only word that I can think of is delusional. They do not they just don't want to accept that Donald Trump is an effective president. Whether you agree with him, whether you support his policies, he's effective. Just saying. I'm just saying, guys. Literally, I'm just saying. Think about it. Donald Trump has forced Colombia to back down. Mexico is submitted. Canada is submitted. Canada tried to fight back for a little while. Mexico said they would fight back, didn't want that smoke. You know what I mean? Like, when you just look at this is... This woman, like I said, a win is a win. All that matters is results. And nobody cares about none of that hogwash and boulder dash that y'all are talking about, man. Quit being butthurt. Donald Trump is the president. He's the president.